Hi everyone, today we're diving into a topic that takes up about 1/3 of our lives, sleep. You know, that thing we do every night where our consciousness takes a break and we wake up wondering where the time went. But instead of telling you the same old advice about getting 8 hours, which by the way you should still aim for, I'm going to share some lesser known but fascinating facts about sleep. These are the kinds of things that make you go, wait, what? So buckle up, space cadets, because we're about to explore the universe of sleep. Okay, picture this. You wake up in the middle of the night, but you can't move. Not an inch. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. It's like something's holding you down. Spooky, right? That, my friends, is sleep paralysis, and it's experienced by about 8% of the population regularly. Now, before you start blaming ghosts or goblins, the real culprit is actually your brain. You see, when you sleep, your body goes into a sort of temporary paralysis to prevent you from acting out your dreams. But sometimes your brain wakes up before your body gets the memo. And bam, sleep paralysis. What's even wilder is that throughout history, people attributed this phenomenon to supernatural beings. Imagine waking up with a feeling of pressure on your chest and thinking it was a demon. It's amazing how our understanding of the brain has demystified these experiences. So, you know how sometimes you wake up from a dream and you're like, whoa, where did that come from? And other times you draw a complete blank? Well, that's because we don't actually dream all night long. It's a common misconception that dreams are a constant throughout our sleep cycle. In reality, dreams primarily occur during REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement sleep. This is the stage of sleep where our brains are most active, almost as if we're awake. REM sleep only accounts for about 20 to 25% of a healthy night's rest. So, if you wake up during those other stages, which make up the majority of your sleep, you're less likely to remember any dreams. It's like your brain's own personal movie theater that only runs for a limited time each night. Ever wonder how some people seem to function just fine on a mere 4 to 6 hours of sleep? They bounce out of bed, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, while the rest of us are desperately clinging to our coffee mugs. Well, for some, it's not just a matter of willpower. It's actually written in their DNA. There's a small percentage of the population, about 1%, who carry a mutation in a gene called DC2. This mutation allows them to feel refreshed and alert after significantly less sleep than the average person. It's like they've got a superpower, a genetic advantage that lets them thrive on less shut-eye. The rest of us, we've got to put in the hours to avoid turning into grumpy zombies. Chapter 4. Sleeping in the Cold. A recipe for burning calories? Now, here's a cool tip. Literally, sleeping in a cold room doesn't just help you fall asleep faster, but it can also give your metabolism a little boost. You see, when your body is exposed to cooler temperatures, it activates something called brown fat. Brown fat is a special type of fat that helps regulate your body temperature by burning calories. It's like an internal furnace that kicks into gear to keep you warm. So by setting your thermostat a few degrees lower at night, you're essentially telling your body to work a little harder to maintain its core temperature, leading to some extra calorie expenditure while you snooze. Who knew that getting your beauty sleep could also be a mini workout? Chapter 5. The Animal Kingdom's Sleep Superstars. Humans might think they've got sleep all figured out, but the animal kingdom is here to show us up with some truly bizarre sleep habits. Take dolphins, for example. These aquatic mammals have mastered the art of sleeping with one half of their brain awake at a time. It's called unihemispheric slow-wave sleep, and it allows them to come up for air while still catching some Z's. Talk about multitasking. And if that wasn't impressive enough, some species of birds can actually sleep while they're flying. They've developed the ability to shut down one half of their brain at a time, allowing them to stay aloft during long migrations. It's like they've hacked the system of sleep, finding ingenious ways to rest and recharge while still navigating the skies. Chapter 6. Sleep Deprivation. The Brain on No Sleep. We've all been there, pulling an all-nighter, burning the midnight oil, sacrificing sleep in the name of deadlines or late-night adventures. But did you know that after just 17 hours of being awake, your brain's performance takes a nosedive, becoming equivalent to having a blood alcohol level of 0.05%? That's right, folks. Sleep deprivation is basically like driving tipsy. And if you push it even further and stay awake for a full 24 hours, your brain acts as if it's legally drunk, with a blood alcohol level of 0.1%. This is why sleep deprivation is a serious issue, especially when it comes to things like driving or operating heavy machinery. Your reaction time slows, your judgment gets cloudy, and your overall cognitive abilities are impaired. So, next time you're tempted to pull an all-nighter, remember this. You're not just risking your grades or your productivity, you're putting your brain in the same state as someone who's been hitting the bottle. Chapter 7. Segmented Sleep, the Lost Art of 2 Naps. We tend to think of sleep as this monolithic block of time that happens once a night. But what if I told you that humans used to sleep in 2 distinct shifts? Before the advent of electricity and its ability to illuminate the night, people often practiced something called segmented sleep. They'd go to bed a few hours after sunset, sleep for a few hours, then wake up in the middle of the night for an hour or two. During this waking period, they'd engage in all sorts of activities: praying, reading, chatting with family members, or even visiting neighbors. Then, they'd head back to bed for another round of sleep until morning. Some historians believe that this segmented sleep pattern might actually be more natural for humans, a remnant of our evolutionary past. It's fascinating to think that the way we sleep today, in one long stretch, is a relatively recent development influenced by artificial light. Have you ever been stumped by a problem, only to have the solution magically appear after a good night's sleep? Turns out, there's a scientific reason why sleeping on it is actually sound advice. During sleep, our brains don't just shut down and go idle. Instead, they go to work, organizing and processing information we've taken in throughout the day. It's like your brain is doing a massive filing system cleanup, making connections and finding patterns that might not have been obvious before. This process of overnight information processing can lead to those aha moments when you wake up feeling refreshed and suddenly have a burst of insight or creativity. Even Albert Einstein, the epitome of genius, reportedly attributed some of his groundbreaking ideas to insights he gained while dreaming. So, the next time you're feeling stuck, remember that a good night's sleep might be just what you need to unlock your brain's full potential. Ever notice how you start to feel drowsy when you get cozy under the covers? That's not just because your bed is comfy. It's also because your body temperature plays a crucial role in regulating your sleep-wake cycle. As you drift off to sleep, your core body temperature naturally drops by about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit. This dip in temperature is your body's way of conserving energy and signaling that it's time to wind down for the night. It's like your internal thermostat is turning down the heat to prepare for rest. This is also why taking a warm bath or shower before bed can actually help you fall asleep faster. The warmth of the water initially raises your body temperature, but then, as you cool down afterward, it triggers a more rapid temperature drop, signaling to your brain that it's time to hit the hay. We all know that a lack of sleep can make us forgetful, but the relationship between sleep and memory is far more complex than simply misplacing your keys. It turns out that sleep deprivation can actually lead to the creation of false memories. When you're sleep deprived, your brain's ability to accurately encode and recall information becomes compromised. This means you're more likely to misremember details of events, or even recall things that never happened at all. It's like your brain is playing tricks on you, filling in the gaps with fabricated information. So if you're studying for an important exam, preparing for a big presentation, or even just want to make sure your memories are reliable, prioritize getting enough sleep. Your brain will thank you for it. So there you have it, some strange and surprising facts about sleep that you probably didn't know. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's a complex, fascinating part of life that impacts everything from your brain to your metabolism. Next time you hit the snooze button, remember, there's a lot more to sleep than meets the eye. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all sleep a little smarter tonight.